Hey, everybody. Welcome to the first episode of What's Happening. And in this series, I'm going to help make your life easier by letting you know what's happening locally with officials, your local government, of decisions that they're making that will impact you depending on what city you currently are living into and what your municipality is. So, again, I'm not stating any views. This is just decisions that are being made at the local level, and I'll break it down for you based off research and things that I've looked into for it. It'll vary what I'm covering, but I'm going to cover most of the areas that I sell homes in. So to help you know what you're getting yourself into in areas that you might be moving to. So let's start out. First up is City of Casselberry. So, which I actually attended their commission meeting, which was last week on Monday. So at this meeting, they approved the budget. So they approved the next fiscal year budget, which is a good thing. Around this time of year, a lot of the commissions are going to be approving their budgets. Probably the most controversial thing that came up, which was a consent agenda item. Just to let you know what a consent agenda item is. They already have it approved in the budget, but when people want to spend stuff within the city, they have to communicate that to the commission, and the commission will basically give it a yay or a nay. This consent agenda item, they actually pulled out a little bit, discuss a little further. It did pass 4-1. And basically, it's a company named Flock. I think it was Flock Security LLC. They have cameras that they want to put up in the city, the police do, that basically has a technology where it recognizes license plates. So, and it's helped them if they have a vehicle of interest, they can see if these vehicles with those license plate are traveling in front of those cameras so that they can, hopefully the detectives can solve crimes. There's still a few things they got to work out on here. One of them is they're coming up with standard of operation so that the civilians in the city are protected without violating anyone's personal space. So, but that consent agenda item was approved after a little lengthy discussion. And then probably the most exciting news coming out of the city of Casselberry is they approved architectural designs for Cheddar's. So it's still, don't know when it'll open. They haven't even broke ground on it, so it's the very beginning phases. But they're looking at putting a Cheddar's off of 1792, which will be overlooking Lake Concord. And I believe from looking at the maps and everything, it's probably going to be that vacant lot that overlooks the boardwalk and everything on there. I think it's going to be a great location, and it's exciting to have Cheddar's come into the city of Casselberry. It's going to be a great restaurant that I know many people in our city are going to love to view or go eat at. In fact, Sunday I went and tried it out just to see if I'd like it. Next up is City of Oviedo. So they also approved some architectural design for a McDonald's that's going in at the corner of Chapman and Alafaya. It used to be a gas station in that location. It's been pretty much a vacant lot since they tore it down many, many moons ago. But right now, they work on the architectural design and also some of the traffic patterns that would need to go into that place so that with the school around there, that it's not going to cause traffic during peak times for the restaurant. They've also reviewed changes some codes for events within the city. They also discussed the bidding process for a land sale. So the city basically was gifted some wetlands, for the most part wetlands, over in the Black Hammock area, which actually falls under Seminole County, not Oviedo, but it was a surplus. So they went ahead and had an appraisal done. I believe it said the appraisal price was $175. They had one person submit a bid for $35,000. So the commission didn't seem like they were going to accept that 35, and they're going to keep it out there to see if they can get that 175. If not, they just might let it sit undeveloped so that no one really gets anything from it and there's no extra development in the area. But that's kind of where they stand on that. City of Winter Park, they passed all their consent agenda items, which primarily just a lot of contracts that they had to pay out. They also did passed a temporary use agreement for Holler Honda, which basically they're going to be doing some renovations because of the renovation, what's going to end up happening is employees are not going to have a place to park, and also some of the vehicles that they are selling won't have a place. So they have a temporary agreement to use a lot that's primarily used for school and city functions. So that way they have a place to go, but it's only temporary through this process. Also, like the city of Casselberry, they adopted their new budget, which they had their second reading on this meeting, which this meeting was also last week in September. They also extended their franchise agreement with Waste Pro, which basically they're pay the Waste Pro to pick up the trash for those within their city boundaries. And then they approved land code for discharge and disposition of cooling water around Center Street. And Orange County Commissioners, biggest thing coming out of their most recent meeting was they approved how tourist tax is going to be spent. So, and there's been a lot of talk about this over the last couple months, but as of this meeting, 10 million per year over, it was like, I think it said 9 years for UCS sports facility, more appropriately, the towers at their stadium. They're going to be expanding on that. So it's a little more income for the school. School's going to be bringing a lot of money to the county from people traveling to see the games. They also earmarked 560 million to expand the convention center, and then 69.4 million over 5 years for arts and cultural events. Now there could be some more spending on here. I know the comptroller was talking about some of the money that they have available to spend, and from the tourist tax, they have about $900 million to spend. And as you can see, this isn't coming up to that $900 million figure. So I'm sure there's going to be more spending of the tourist tax in the future, but just not yet. And for those that don't know, in Orange County, we get a tourist tax from hotels. So we put on a tourist tax so anyone coming in, using our roadways, traveling to our areas, so that we can keep up with the infrastructure and really take care of our city appropriately for all the visitors. They have a tourist tax. So I hope this information helps. If you want to connect with me, please do so. Here's my information. I love to hear your thoughts on anything or anything that you might be interested in. I'll be expanding on more of what's happening, attending more different meetings, like the different commissions in the area, as well as focusing a lot on the school board too. But if any of you have questions, and also if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you guys on my YouTube channel, and I look forward to helping you, being a one-stop shop for all your sources related in the Central Florida area. Have a good evening.